Hey everyone, my name is itstyrenee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to share with you guys the similarities that I see between Riku from Kingdom Hearts and Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. I was just sitting here thinking to myself, probably about a couple weeks ago or so, and I was just like, these two have so much in common, and I just felt like I needed to make a video about this because I actually made a video on how Kairi and Aerith marry each other a lot, which you can also see as well. It is on my channel still. Before we get into this video, I do want to make a disclaimer. I've been kind of like somewhat sick, dealing with like allergies throughout this entire month. I was actually sick earlier this month, like the week of the Super Bowl. I remember I was just like throwing up and having like cold sweats and stuff like that. I recovered from that like within less than 24 hours, and then like the next week, like my throat was like hurting, my nose is still like runny, stuffy. I was like coughing really bad. The coughing in the throat doesn't, that's not a problem anymore. It's just now that my nose is still like runny and stuffy, and like if I do sound stuffy and just like congested of any sort, I do apologize about that because that's what it is. I'm not really a big medicine taker. If it's not in a pill, I'm not going to take it. I've been trying to take allergy medication that hasn't been really doing anything for me except for like making me go to sleep. So yeah, I apologize if I sound weird. Hopefully I will recover swiftly, but I do apologize about that. Also, don't forget to follow me on all social platforms in the description box down below and like this video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the similarities of Riku and Cloud. Number 1, working with the Disney villain. So in Kingdom Hearts 1, both Riku and Cloud worked with very iconic Disney villains. For Riku, it was with Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, and then for Cloud, it was Hades from Hercules. Both of them were actually like manipulated by these villains, as they were told they were able to find Kairi and Sephiroth if they do bad things for them. Riku having to turn against Sora so he can like help gather all the princesses of heart, and then Cloud like in the tournament to like defeat Hercules. And funny enough, Sora was actually in a position to like defeat both of them. Now with the first boss fight with Cloud, that's kind of optional, so whether you do win or lose against him, like that's optional. But like of course when you continue to play Kingdom Hearts 1, you have to go back to Olympus Coliseum, and Cloud is in a tournament where you like have to defeat him like in that tournament. So yeah, it's funny that both of them were defeated by a 14-year-old boy. Number 2, falling into darkness. Now, in result of these two being allies of Disney villains, the two of them allowed for darkness to take over them. Riku actually accepts the power of darkness from Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, and Cloud admits to Sora that he can't talk today, sorry y'all, the darkness to his advantage, but that failed horribly, and these two struggle in other games where Riku questions himself in accepting that Ansem plays a massive part in the person that he is, and he even considered to just like never see Sora and Kairi again because of the things that he's done in the past. As for Cloud, he continues to look for Sephiroth, who basically embodies himself as Cloud's darkness. Y'all, I cannot talk today. Maybe I should not be like making videos if I just simply cannot talk. I have a whole script, but like for some reason the words don't want to come out my mouth. Number 3, losing people who mean the most to them. So in the finale of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora unfortunately fades away from his realm, making the ultimate sacrifice in bringing back Kairi home by abusing the power of waking. Riku lost his friend, and from where we left off in Melody or Memory, he is on his way to Quadrantum to bring Sora back home. As for Cloud, it's a little bit different for him because this doesn't take place in the Kingdom Hearts universe. But as for Final Fantasy, he lost his best friend Zack in Crisis Core by being gunned down by Senra troops. And we know, of course, unfortunately, he lost Aerith as well. I personally don't know how this really affects him quite yet because I don't know the full story of Final Fantasy VII. My introduction to Final Fantasy VII was the remake. I'm waiting for Rebirth just as much as y'all are. I plan on watching Advent Children after I finish Rebirth, so I don't know how all of this is going to affect him mentally, but I know like he lost two important people. We've seen that, I mean, people who know the story of Final Fantasy VII compared to like myself who like entered that realm through the remake, you guys have seen how this affected Cloud. We, however, with Riku in Kingdom Hearts, I feel like we haven't really seen quite yet how much Sora's disappearance has affected Riku quite yet. I don't think it's really hit him that his friend is gone. I think his goal was just like, okay, let's bring Sora back. I don't think we got to the emotional stuff yet, but I think we will in Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah. I forgot to bring up one thing. I don't know why I didn't bring this up, but we can see with like Zack's death, we see Cloud like in the most like we see him hurt because obviously when he died, he took his sword and Zack was like, hey, you are my living legacy, continue my legacy. And unfortunately, we see Cloud scream out in pain and heartbreak of losing his best friend in the war. So yeah, I forgot to bring that up. I don't know why I did. I apologize about that. Number 4, their personalities. Now I will admit that there is like a tad bit of a difference between their personalities, but there are more similarities than differences. Now I will say this, if you were to talk about your interest to one of them, Riku would obviously express like the similarity in your interest, or he'll even be like, hey, this is what I used to do back on the island with Sora and Kairi, and I just missed this and da 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 da. But with Cloud, you already know what he's gonna say. Not interested. I mean, well, for Cloud and Riku, when it comes to similarities of it, both of them can be very quiet, selfless, and a little bit cocky, but even unintentionally, they can be funny as well. Both of them are like really unintentionally funny, and I think that's just really like a highlight of like their personalities. But most importantly, the strength that these two have, they use it to fight for good. Now, listing off all these things just makes me sit here and wonder to myself why these two never interacted in Kingdom Hearts. And it kind of drives me insane because in Remind, like Riku interacted with Aerith, Yuffie, Leon, Sid, but not Cloud. And how like Cloud has interacted with Sora but not Riku. Like I understand Sora's the main character, it's his world, we just living in it, I get it, but these two have so much in common, and I feel like they are just one and the same. And I don't know, I really wish moving forward with Kingdom Hearts that Final Fantasy characters are still involved. I know they're not gonna really be in there quite a lot like they used to before, as we see in Kingdom Hearts 3, like the base game. They didn't really make an appearance. I mean, I don't know if the Moogles really count, but even if so, I just wish we just see these two in the same room and just talk to each other about their experiences in life, and they just really have like a brotherly bond. Cloud can really sit here and just be like the big brother to Riku, because he really gave off like big brother vibes to Sora when he was just like, never lose sight of your light. And that was just the sweetest thing. And it's just so sweet. I don't know, they both like need hugs, and they just deserve the world and just need to talk to somebody that are literally just super like similar to one another. Now, the last time we saw Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts, technically encoded, but Cloud, not Data Cloud. The last time we saw Cloud was in 2, when he fought Sephiroth, and then they just like disappeared in the middle of nowhere. So it would really be nice if, you know, for some reason we not only get to see him interact with Riku, but like see the conclusion of that fight, because it was just like cliffhanger. What? Just music playing outside, sorry y'all, but cliffhanger, you know, right? Yeah. So with that being said, this is actually going to be the conclusion of today's video. Is there by any chance any other Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy characters that you think have a lot in common? If so, comment down below, and I may or may not do a video on how much they mirror one another. Don't forget to like this video and follow me on all social platforms in the description box. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.